Today we are checking out our UFOs to see if I have a chance of getting abducted finally. Cause I'm so tired of this stupid planet. I am tired
It's ghetto, I wanna leave. Can you be
of these stupid people. I'm tired of capitalism. I'm tired of it all. What's new, Dubai? You've been complaining about this for years, yes, and it's barely getting better. Bro, I've been praying for a while to just get abducted. Is it so much to ask? Is it too much to ask for aliens to come and rescue me? I guess so. How many of y'all believe in aliens? I mean, sadly at this point it's still a belief because we don't really have any solid proof out there right now. After all these years, we only still have blurry videos of little saucers and things we can barely make out. Thankfully now, I guess we have whistleblowers who have been talking about it in the government, and they've been having like conferences and stuff regarding that. So hopefully we're getting closer. A lot of YouTubers and other people who have covered the whistleblowers talking to the government in those conferences and stuff like that believe that it's a distraction from something else to come. Of course, we don't know exactly what that is, but yeah. Lots of what ifs. Not always. Poor Stitch. We try to keep my posture up today. But yeah. Like, they have to exist, right? We can't be the only unlucky planet. People say we're lucky to have life. I disagree. With life comes suffering and all these are other terrible tragedies and atrocities, but that's just my opinion. We can't be the only planet. It doesn't make any sense for us to be like in a continually expanding universe, for us to be the only life out there. Maybe other life is like far, far, far away. Maybe they've been here before, long before humanity was a thing. Maybe they just don't like want to interact with us because they see us as a threat. Maybe they just really haven't made it here yet. I think it's unlikely that aliens haven't visited our planet yet. It's hard to prove, and I guess it works in their favor because they likely don't want to be known. People talk about like the ocean maybe being a spot where they're hiding because there's still so much of the deep, dark ocean that we don't even know about. We're still discovering new species to this day that people have never even seen down there. Like, it feels like a whole different alien planet at the bottom of the ocean anyways. I don't know for sure, but this is a topic that I love. I love keeping up with all the UFOs. I love hearing about information, and it's giving me hope that maybe one day it'll kill this God complex that humans have, that we are the best around, because if we come in contact with other species that have technology far superior to ours, far ahead of our time, I would like to hope that they have a lot of our pathetic issues sorted, but who knows? I mean, again, life is suffering. I'm sure they have forms of suffering on their own planet, forms of exploitation. I would just like to think that they're more progressive than we are. I saw like this one video about like this orb that it's like some South American country, and it looked really rural. I don't know, of course people are like, looks like some person tried to draw this, and I'm just like, we act like we know what to expect when it comes to extraterrestrial life. We don't know anything. And people that the writing looked primitive or made up or some shit. It's just like, if it's their language, it's their language. What the fuck do we know about it? Of course, I don't know how true it is, and it's been a while since I've like checked up on that information, but overall, this is always an exciting, interesting topic to me. Earth is ghetto, and I want to leave. Please. Anyway, possible UAP. This was 20 days ago over Perth, Western Australia. Oh, that is interesting. Why does it move like that? course, the comments are always full of disbelievers, which I can't blame them, because, like, technology's come this far, we can still barely get a decent video of whatever the frick is happening. This whole time, and we still just get blurs on screens. Some people believe, or their hypothesis is that aliens have technology to disable our technology from being able to film such things. Some other people hypothesize that aliens can understand what we're trying to do in terms of, like, filming them, getting access to them, and following them, and yada yada. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I don't know. I'll go to the comment section though and see what people have to say about this video. Like, usually just disbelievers saying, "Oh, it's a drone." I'm not saying I know anything, but are they all fake? One of them's gotta be real. You hope. I hope. Please rescue me. Please take me away. Among all the posts of stars, planes, and satellites on here, this one is a breath of fresh air. Nice catch. Edit. I feel like I've been misunderstood. I don't think this is evidence of anything crazy. I also don't think it's aliens. But considering this is a UFO subreddit, it's more interesting to see than those posts that show something with green and red NAV lights with the title UFO. I didn't see this on Flight Radars, so it must be aliens. That trail is something I've never seen before. Quite fascinating indeed, yes, yes. We don't freaking know, bro. A French family film a large black UFO slowly emerge from the sea through a telescope, then they say it saw it suddenly disappear. Bro, like, why are these always so blurry?
What a forme?
We never know what we're looking at.
Ouais, c'est mi bouge, mais que passer après c'est mi.
It's definitely interesting how it's floating, though.
C'est quoi?
I don't know.
Avocat? Huh?
It could be, like, it could be anything.
Huh?
But yeah, always, like, I was talking about, like, the ocean and how it could possibly be hosting a bunch of aliens, a whole alien civilization. Where are the comments on this? Pretty cool. A parasailer, somebody thinks. I don't know. It was like, because usually the shapes are like symmetrical. Circle, an oval, a sphere, saucer, like, what is this? Conscious plasma entities. Here are pictures taken by Trevor James Constable using compared to older craft. Invisible UFO? $1975. Wow. It's always, like, interesting to me when, of course, we have, like, information or evidence from further back before, like, we even had iPhones or great cameras, great, you know, like, HD, 14K, all of that. Like, all this older stuff has an eerie feeling to it. It's definitely harder to debunk because they didn't have the technology that we do now to even recreate something like this. Snake-like object, dozens of invisible plasmoids. What is this book? Plasma entities. You must have been talking about plasma entities. After personally experiencing this phenomenon, I can undoubtedly say there is. I want a personal experience, please. Kind of. Of course, anecdotes aren't helpful. People can say, oh, you know, this thing, it hurts me, and someone else can say, oh, I love this thing, it helps me. We need data, we need evidence. But here in Colorado, my boyfriend Noel, he was out on a drive at work. They're just looking up at the sky, and there's like this odd shaped, like, it didn't even look like a balloon. We're gonna assume that it was like a hot air balloon with the size it was, and just the fact that it was just floating up there in the sky, but It was like really oddly shaped. It was eerie to look at the shots that he took. The other day, like there was a storm happening. I'm assuming it was a drone, but this is like the weirdest drone I've ever seen. It was like red and shaped kind of like a balloon, but it had like these lights on the inside of the balloon, and it was like literally floating sideways. And I'm not saying that drones can't do that now, but drones I'm used to usually like float this way, like across the sky. This drone was going this way and it was moving like really fast across the side of my apartment here. Could have been the storm turning it like to the side or some shit. It was a really bad storm, so I'm just like, only a dumbass would fly a drone in this. I don't know what I saw, but I wish I had had time to get a better picture of it. But it was like really bright for a drone flying out in the middle of the day, and it was all red. I don't know what I saw, but it was cool. Some people report when coming in contact with aliens, like going through like panic attacks or nightmares, or some really interesting stories out there. Like, I love the lore. It's also hope that I can get out of here. What is this now? What am I looking at? It's an odd object for sure, but it could be anything. Like, I understand why people aren't believers, because all of the information that we have, and most of it is just blurry looking shit. I don't know what to do with this. It's interesting. Maybe if I was tripping, like, did I see this one already? This was 6 days ago. Oh yeah, I think I've seen this one, but like the shots, like the way it's moving, the air being blasted, the picture, the sphere of it, like, it's pretty crazy looking. Nobody knows anything, not even the freaking commenters who say that it's not real. We don't know if it's real or not, but based on these pictures, they're better than a lot of other blurry pictures and shots that just get of orbs, or could just be a dust particle on somebody's phone camera for all we know.
Desert that are 50 years beyond what you could comprehend. If you've seen it on Star Wars or Star Trek, we've been there, done that, or decided it wasn't worth the effort. So that's coming from Ben Rich. Ben Rich headed the Skunk Works between 1975 and 1991. This is the original letter from Ben Rich on Lockheed Advanced Aeronautics Company letterhead. I am a believer, and so is Kelly Johnson. And here it says, Dear Ben, there are two categories. A, man-made UFOs. B, extraterrestrial UFOs. Dear John, yes, I'm a believer in both categories. I feel everything is possible. Many of our man-made UFOs were unfunded opportunities. In both categories, there are lots of kooks and charlatans. Be cautious, Ben Rich.
Lots of kooks and charlatans. Unfortunately, that's true. On a lot of things. It's not just UFOs. Another reason I'm trying to get off this planet. People always just try to sell you shit for money, like, oh my god. Brazil releases national UFO files. Ooh. The collection of UFO sightings includes 893 incident reports from 1952 to 2023, which are organized chronologically and accessible via the CIAN National Archive Information System. Alright, what are the comments saying? Just a small anecdote, Brazil UFO sightings started right after World War II, at least the documented ones. I will definitely have to check out the site in my free time. I guess people might count this as free time, but I'm not doing that right now. Someone with login credentials, please do a site rip and dump all the data in a zip file on an easily accessible file hosting service. Pre-AI photos of UFOs. Interesting. Of course, this is not in English. I love Portuguese. I love Brazilian jazz. I would love to visit Brazil one day. Also, it would be nice if I could speak Portuguese, but I can't. Alright, where are the pictures? Donde? Atonga na miro na bulete. Mas que nada. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Where are the fucking photos? Jesus. I don't see no pictures. I just see like, this has gotta be like, okay, this ain't gonna be in English, so I already don't know what I'm looking at. I'm not gonna be able to understand what they're trying to say here, but they have a bunch of drawings of things that have interacted. Must be like things flying super quickly. Very interesting. Yeah, like, I know no actual like photographs, just drawings. That's the end of it. All right. Well, thank you for sharing. Who knows what to believe anymore. Someone's saying that it's just a random sampling AI generated. Who knows?
In the age of
these
disclosure,
days?
one of the things they go into is that if these programs have been running and if they have been back in.
Sure, Joe Rogan's had like some legitimate people on, but I don't want to hear his voice. I don't. Joe Rogan's not a good source. Not a good source. Did I just see a Tic Tac? I've been looking for Tic Tacs too, man. Floating around out there. I think that's like the only one of the few videos we've had from like the military that the whistleblowers were talking about. So it's like this one has been confirmed by government workers, people who were in the military, like a pilot or something who flew. Look into it. Either way, this is like, yeah, Tic Tacs are basically the best we have right now. Just jerking out there in the atmosphere without applying to freaking physics and gravity and all that. Tic Tacs. I was just talking with my friends outside in the garden when I noticed what appeared to be a Tic Tac shape in the sky. It was larger than any plane I've ever seen and moved quite fast. It was gone within under a minute. I managed to get around 30 seconds of it on recording. The object clearly had no wings, was completely white and Tic Tac shaped, and moved quite fast, albeit in a relatively straight line. Raw footage. We shall see. We shall see.
There's no way that's too quick.
I'll be honest, that's like a hot air balloon, bro.
No way, I
Go for a hot air balloon.
There's no way we're legitimately seeing a Tic Tac. Are you shitting me? And there's three of us.
There's no wing, there's no fucking tail.
Okay, you fucking tell me, dude. That's Tic Tac.
And that's fast. Oh boy. That's fucking... That's a drone, bro.
That's not... What?
Huge drone, bro. Yeah. It's so huge. What do you mean? These things are not huge drones? No, I don't. I mean...
I guess that's all we got. It's moving slow, like a plane, but you can definitely tell that the shape is kind of Tic Tac-ish in nature, so who knows? Tic Tac, Tic Tac. Oh, that's interesting. Faded into the dark. Play it over again. Interesting. That's what I'm gonna be saying a lot. We have no way to prove it. We don't know what it is. But it is interesting. It is interesting. What do you think, Stitch? Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. And people say that we've been having a lot of drone sightings more recently. Damn.
But what I saw down there were two UFOs parked side by side, but I couldn't see anyone around either one of them. Then a little later, someone moved, one of the UFO occupants, and I guess go ahead and call him what they are, the alien, moved over to the side and came into my line of sight. Very soon after that, he came out of the water going approximately 100 miles an hour. As soon as he broke the surface of the water, he increased his speed to approximately 2,500 miles an hour and quickly went out of sight. He was gone for about 15 or 20 minutes. He came right back, when it slowed down very much, went in the water again at about 100 miles an hour, went on down to And he and the other one, you could see them working on the UFOs. They, after about approximately 2 hours of apparently performing maintenance on the UFOs, the two of them took off together again. We left the water at about 100 miles an hour, immediately accelerated to well over 2,500 miles an hour, went virtually straight up and disappeared. The water was very...
Lieutenant Cole Richard French.
clear. You could see
There are
now.
people in the government, in the military, who are saying that they've seen this shit. Project Blue Book. I wonder what that is. Bro, see, I was just talking about underwater civilizations. I would give anything to find that post that someone made on here about 5 years ago where a person claimed they were one of the higher-ups at NOAA, and the NOAA knows there is an underwater civilization of humanoid-like beings that can essentially move through the ocean without a craft, and they move as if they aren't in water at all. Whenever I hear this testimony of the underwater beings repairing a craft, I think of that post. I looked and I'm fairly certain it's been removed, but if anyone has a screenshot of it or if it's archived somewhere, please let me know. Maybe somebody found the post. I believe that may be it. The paragraph that is in a bold font definitely was essentially the same thing said in the post I was referring to. If that's not the actual post itself, I recall there being more detail, but that is saying the same stuff I remember reading about the beings being able to move through the water outside of a craft as if they are not in the water. The one thing I don't remember is the post referring to them as mermaids, but it's still extremely close to the one I was trying to find out if it's not the original. But yeah, this comment says, likely not a legit scientist. Their errors a LARPer would make to sound more jargonish without actually knowing what they're talking about. Who knows? We never know. We're all just speculating. Are the aliens out there? Do they care? Are they aware? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I don't usually make UFO content, but I am wholeheartedly interested in it, and I love keeping up with the information. So if anybody has like something they want me to react to, let me know. Can always do another part 2, part 3 of this. Make this a consistent thing because I love the alien lore. Funny that Lilo and Stitch is now out now. Maya and Stitch out. Well, baby Stitch anyways. Big Stitch is still back there.